Alright guys, it's a chilly morning here. So I got my beautiful Mitsubishi Hyperheat pumping away in here. Nice and warm inside the garage. So I showed you guys how I built this fitting yesterday. Today we're going to build the 20 by 20 to 20 by 20, 1 inch in on the bottom to base rails on top. Simple little fitting. So I got my fresh sheet of metal here, beautiful. It's got some grime here on the bottom. I'm gonna try to wash off of it so the metal's nice and clean. So this one's gonna be 4 inches tall, so I know I need to add an inch for the inch end, so 5. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this to 4 times 5 is 20. Just cut this to 20 to get started, and then I can put this sheet back so I'm not hurting for space. So I'll cut that 20 and then we'll get started on this. Alright, first thing we're going to do, and this morning I got my Seinfeld coffee cup. No booze. No, I didn't spike it. I'm not that bad. Alright, 20 inches. 20, 20. Just like yesterday, we'll draw our line. It's a beautiful thing. Like I told you yesterday, I draw the line. I don't use a scratch awl because I wouldn't be able to see it with my blind ass. Alright. Oh. This is where it gets kind of tricky to cut this 24 gauge when you have this much over here. I'd like to be able to peel this side up, but I can't. So, might look a little awkward. It's just one piece. It's actually not bad. Just like so. Alright, let's clear this big sheet off of here, then I'll just have this on the table. Alright, so 20 width, 4 times 5 is 20, so we're going to make 4 different 5-inch strips. Do that really easy. Go 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. Draw our lines. If I had longer arms, this would be easier, but I don't. Maybe in another life. Just like so. Cut these real quick. Worry with that. Get these cut and I'll show you the next step. Alright, so we got 4 lovely strips of metal, all at 5. So our fitting is 20 by 20. So we're going to have one side that has a Pittsburgh, so that's going to add 3 inches to the total length. So that'll be 23. And then the 2, that'll be for 2 of them. And then the other 2, we'll just be adding an inch because they're just going to have the 1/2 inch 90 degree to go inside the Pittsburgh. So 2 at 23, 2 at 21. So what I like to do is measure our first one. We'll go 23. cut it. And we use it to mark our other one. Like that. There's our 223s. And we'll make our 221s. Again, using this to trace your form. Trying to move a little quicker today because I got other things I got to do. It's not Sunday. Okay. So there's our 221s. So then, be right back. All right, I'll try to get you a little closer view of how we scribe these. So these are the longer ones, so these get the 1.5 inches for the Pittsburgh. Let me go grab that scribe. Make sure you can see the edge of the table there. Let's go a little bit further there. Just like so. So again, 1.5 inches front and back. 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. We're going to do that to the two longer ones. Other 23. 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. And then it doesn't matter which side, but you only need to scribe 1 inch on one side. 1 inch. Scribe's not the best. See that or not, but there's your 1.5 inches and your 1 inch, and then the 1.5 inches on the other side for the Pittsburgh. Hopefully you can see that. Lighting's not the best. And then this side's just going to get 1/2 inch and then 1 inch, and you don't need to worry about doing anything on the other side, just the one side on this side. So we go 1/2. 1/2, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1/2, 1/2, 1 inch, 1 inch. Take a little break, and then we'll get these notched up. All right, let's get these guys notched up here. So we got our 1/2 and our 1 here, real simple. Like I said yesterday's video, about 70 degrees. If you don't know what 70 degrees is, look it up on a protractor or something. Oh, the heat from that Mitsu feels really good. See what that looks like. One more to go for this size. There's that one. Doesn't get any simpler than this, guys. These are simple fittings. And our Pittsburgh. 70-ish degrees. That one, and then you always want to make sure you're scribed on the other side too. It's a pretty good system doing it this way on the brake. I really like it. I don't know why I ever did a seam that I had to screw. This looks so much better. It's very simple. I just forgot how to do it for a while. I used to do these field Pittsburghs all the time. Back when I was building fittings all the time. There's that one. Scribed on the other side, of course, with the 1.5 inches, so we can do the Pittsburgh. Take another break, and we will go over and bend these up. All right, let's bend these puppies up. We'll start with the Pittsburgh one here. Again, you're scribed on this side, but the back side is scribed for the 1.5 inches. So we want to make sure that we put it so we're doing the back side. Should get that in there on the right on the 1.5 inches. You want to be pretty accurate because you want this thing to be even. So I'll take this real slow. There's our 1.5 inches. We got our little thumper here. Bend that down all the way. Then you bend your brake up. And you bend that down like so. And then you bring it up and under and smash her down. And smash it down real good. Just like that. Same with the other side. Oops, I always do that. All right. Smash that down. Real good. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to cross break it, but that's okay. We can cross break it afterwards. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do it after, but it'll be fine. I won't forget on the other one. Always cross break first. Yeah. I need to do that one a little bit more. It didn't really take. We'll make this our back side, so we'll leave that up. That needs to get bent. One side needs to be bent to a 90. Might as well do that while we're here. Just like so. See that 90 degree? This will be the back of the 20 by 20 fitting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of them. I'll show you one. Actually, I'll show you one side of the of the half-inch pocket that goes in the Pittsburgh, and then I'll do the other two off camera. Hold on a sec here. So here's our one with the half-inch on it. So we'll go ahead and bend it up, cross break it first, of course. No, I forgot on the other one. Always cross break first. And on this one, you're going to start here, and these are all just going to be 90 degrees. So bend that up 90. Make sure you're on the lines. 90. Okay, go ahead and make this one and the other one I just made one more time a piece off camera. Real quick, one thing I want to show you on the front piece is, you know, the furnace air handler is going to slide in on it. So this one gets 90 to screw or to go onto the air cleaner on the bottom, but the front also gets a 90 turn. So this will be a little bit different than that backside piece. So you're going to bend it 90 for the bottom, then you're also going to bend it 90 for the top. So that piece is going to look like that. Okay, so we got our four sides here. So we have our, now I'm doing this just for video purposes, guys, for the labeling part of this. So your front's always going to have the base rail turned down on the front. So F for front. There's your one for the back. These are our two Pittsburghs. And then to accept the Pittsburgh is our little ones with the half-inch. I just put an L and an R on them. Just doing that for video purposes. I know what's what. Let's do some assembly, and then I'll show you how to make the rails for these. You can actually make them and incorporate them into the piece and do it on your brake, but I found it's easier for me just to make the rails after. So let's get this hammered together, and then we'll do the rails. Okay, so let's do the front first. It doesn't matter what's what here. Built everything correct, it should line right up, no problem. Should. I don't know why that doesn't want to go in there right. Yeah, she's good. These short ones, I just go ahead and bang the whole thing over because it doesn't really matter. Then this one looks like so. Looks good. Make sure those are all nice and beaten down and look pretty. Pretty good. All right, show you guys this. So pretty basic, 20 by 20 with a 1-inch in on the bottom. F, B, well, R, L, it doesn't really matter on these two. So yeah, and then just this is folded down. You can choose to put an S-lock on this front if you want to. I found that it tends to make it kind of out of level and brings the front up too high, so we're not going to do that on this one. But I got 3 rails I got to build, so I usually just go a 1/4 inch under these dimensions, so it'll be 19 3/4, 19 3/4, 19 3/4. I'll show you how we do those. Alright, typically I don't like to use metal that's got writing and stuff on it, but you won't see the writing on these rails because this will be folded on the inside. As long as I use this side of it, there's no writing over here. So first thing we need to do is make 4 strips. We're going to make, or no, 3 strips, sorry. 19 3/4 by 4 inches each, okay? So first thing we want to do is we'll just go 12. 12. We'll go 12. If this was a fitting, you know, like a side of a fitting and had writing all over it, I wouldn't use it. But the rails, you'll never see it. So make sure I got the right line here. There's other lines on here. 12 is this one. I hate when there's stuff written all over. But I was screwing around one day. I do almost every day. All right. So now let's do our 19 3/4. Try not to knock my coffee cup over. 19 3/4. Lots of different ways to do these. This way just works well for me. Okay, and then we need to make our 4-inch pieces out of this. So we'll go 4, 8, 4. I like this, so strips. All right, so we got our 3 strips here. Let's take a break and I'll show you how we scrape these up and bend these up. All right, let's get these scribed up. So first thing you want to do is you're just going to scribe 1 inch on each side. Okay, on all 4 of them, or all 3 of them. I don't know why I keep saying 4. So we basically got markers 1 inch. So we'll scribe 1 inch on each side on all 3 of them. Okay, if you can see that or not. Let's go to the break. Okay, I'm only going to show you one of these because all 3 of them are basically going to be exactly the same. So all you do is put it in there on your 1 inch mark on one side. Bend it up. And you're going to smash it down. So. You're gonna do the same thing to the other side. And you're bending it, you're doubling it over on this other side to give it more strength. So it's not just one layer of metal. You'll see what I mean. It's kind of hard to do. I don't want to have to open up the other side. Come on, baby. Grab, grab, grab. Here, let me just push that down a little bit before, and that'll get it in the brake easier. There we go. And bend that side down. Then I'll show you without having to switch the camera. Then you're just going to take, so this is your folded over side. You're going to flip it to the side that's smooth, and then all you're going to do is scribe that 1 inch all the way across like that. Okay, and then you're just going to put it in the brake on that line. If your scribe's good. Mine's not the best. Yeah, you can see I'm fighting it because my bottom's hitting. Yeah, that should be good. Then just bend that to a 90 degree. And then it's going to look like that. Okay, so that's going to slide over the top of your fitting, and then your furnace is going to sit on this, and that's very strong. That's doubled over 24. I'm going to make the other two, and then I'll show you how to put these on. All right, I got my fitting back up on the table now, and I got my 3 rails here. So you want to just double check and make sure that they got an opening all the way across. If they don't, just take your screwdriver, kind of bend that out so you don't fight putting it on. Okay. You always want to put your sides on first because you want your back to sit on top of your side rails. So then all you do, slide those on. That one looks pretty good, so I should be able to get that on there. Wrong. Let's open this side just a little bit. It sits on there. And your back one. So, a little bit too much. Okay, so those are all on. So, see what that looks like. A little dirty, I'll clean that. Your sides, and then your back's going to sit on the side, so it's on top. That way it'll help your air handler tilt just a tiny bit forward, but also it's stronger that way. Now, here's where you want to have strong hands. Put your big boy pants or your big girl pants on, because you're going to have to use these button punches on 3 layers of 24 gauge. If you've never done it, my brother couldn't do it. So, anyway, never use button punches. Remember that down. Squeeze real hard. Gotta have strong hands for this. That's that. Let's do one in the middle too. What the heck? Middle. 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 Okay. Beautiful. I like it. Okay guys, so there's the completed unit. So you can see that what the button punch does, it just puts a little dimple in it and locks it together. If you've never used one, that's what they do. A lot easier than trying to screw stuff together or leave these rails on loose. So a couple reasons why you want to do this between your filter and your furnace on an upflow. Main reason is if you try to set your furnace right on top of the filter, you might have a hard time getting the door off and on, and it's not really made to have clearance. You know what I mean? You might be hitting something and fighting it over time, especially if something starts sagging. The other reason is this gives you somewhere to put your static probes in, so you can check your total system static before the filter. So you want to check it before the filter and after the filter. So I always put these, if I'm doing an upflow configuration where the return's on the bottom, I always put this spacer in between the air handling unit and the filter. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you need any more tips on sheet metal work, let me know. I'm happy to help.